Hello, my name is Keith Bailey. I'm here to do my recap for NFL Week 6. We get started with the Giants and the Bears. Eli Manning threw a couple interceptions in this game, and he's already thrown 15 for the year. He's got to stop throwing interceptions. The Bears were able to win 27-21, and the Giants have reached a new low. Uh, Still don't think the Bears are as good as their record shows. They played an 0-5 Giants team at the time, but I gotta stop bashing them, and I gotta give them credit. They are 4-2. They have to be doing something right if they're 4-2. So good for them. Next game, Packers at Ravens. This game was rather slow when it started out. It was 3-0 for a very long time. Green Bay then finally opened it up and held off a Baltimore comeback and won 19-17. So good for the Packers. Ravens dropped to 3-3. Ravens just can't seem to put a good winning streak together. They've split. If their game were divided into twos, they split each one, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. So they need to create a winning streak. Next, Bengals at Bills. I'm surprised the Bills competed in this game. I had them really low in my power rankings because I really didn't think that their quarterback was going to do anything productive. Thought the loss of EJ Manuel would really hurt them. But I'm going to move them up. Don't worry, Bills fans. I'm going to move them up after a loss because they played a Bengals team tough. But a Bengals team that usually plays down to their opponent's level, I don't think the Bengals are playing to their full potential yet. But they are 4-2, so good win by the Bengals. Next, Detroit at Cleveland. That was the ugliest interception I've ever seen in my life. Brandon Weeden is not the answer in Cleveland. The Browns have a playoff caliber defense, but their offense, they need a quarterback. That's the one thing. It's the one thing that's holding Cleveland back right now. It's their quarterback situation. They need a quarterback. Good win by the Lions. The Lions are 4-2, and no one's really noticing them. They're sneaking by. People are thinking NFC North. They think Packers. They think Bears. This Lions team is actually the team that's leading the division right now. Next up, St. Louis at Houston. First of all, not all Houston fans are going to cheer when someone goes down with an injury from their team. That was very classless by the fans that decided to do that. Very classless, but I know that doesn't represent what Houston football is all about. So don't assume that all Texans fans are bad just because a few dumb ones did some cheering. They're not all bad whatsoever by any means. This was a beatdown, though. The Rams beat the Texans down 38-13. So Rams are back. The Rams are 3-3. Look out for them. And the Houston Texans they're a mess right now. They really are. They've lost 4 straight games. They need to get their act together. Next up, Kansas City and the Oakland Raiders. The Chiefs again use the fourth quarter to their advantage, and they pull away, which is what they've been doing all year. And the Chiefs are 6-0, and they are doing it with this might be one of the only teams that can really challenge the Broncos in the NFL. And I'm looking forward to their first game against each other very much. They both can go undefeated into that game, looking at their schedules. Next game, Panthers at Vikings. I cannot figure out the Panthers for the life of me. They come off a bye, and I think they're going to rip the Cardinals apart, and they get trounced by the Cardinals. And they come back and they beat a Vikings team coming off their bye. They trounce them at home. So this Panthers team needs to develop some kind of level of consistency, but they are putting pieces in place, and they are 2-3 right now. And we'll see if things start rolling later in the year. In a conference like the NFC, they could squeak in as a wild card. They really could. But we'll see how the rest of their games play out. Next up, Steelers at Jets. I picked the Steelers to win this game, and I'm glad I did. I didn't see the Steelers dropping to 0-5. I didn't see the Jets beating them. I didn't see the Jets going to 4-2. The Jets are a lot better than people expected, but Geno Smith is going to have his ups and his downs, and this was one of his down weeks. So, good win by the Steelers. Next game, Eagles at Buccaneers. They might have a quarterback controversy again on their hands. Nick Foles played an awesome game against the Buccaneers team that is 0-5. I had them at 0-5 in my power rankings last week. That was a mistake on my part. I just won't change it this week. And the Eagles are 3-3. They've won 2 straight games, and they have a NFC East tilt with Dallas next week. Next up, Jaguars at Denver. Alright, I have to... I'm applauding Jacksonville right now. I really am. They did lose, still, but they gave arguably the best team in the NFL some fight. And they lost 35-19 in a game which Denver should have put a 50 burger on them, and they held tight. So I have to give credit to Jacksonville. Denver, the last couple of weeks they've been exposed to some defensive issues. They're ranked last in pass defense. Next game, Tennessee at Seattle. You know what? We lost this game. I know we did. I expected to lose. I expected to go 3-3. But we played tough in a hostile environment in Seattle. We lost by 7 points to a very good Seahawks team, 20-13. So I am going to look at this game in a positive light. And I'm going to look at the fact that our offense, I know we have Ryan Fitzpatrick going, but we faced 6 of the top 10 offenses in the first 7 weeks of the season. We have the 49ers defense next week. The defenses we're playing are playing with intensity, and they're top 10. I mean, we played the Steelers, we played the Jets, the Chiefs, the Seahawks, the 49ers, Houston. I know Houston's defense has been giving up a lot of points, but it's their offense that's committing the mistakes. So our offense can't catch a break when it comes to defense. They face tough defenses, and our defense keeps them in the game. So we'll see what happens next week against the NFC champions, the defending NFC champions. I'm looking forward to that one. Next game, Saints at Patriots. Tom Brady able to get it done in crunch time. That was a ridiculous game. I actually left this game thinking it was over with a minute 30 left after Tom Brady threw that interception. I had to go home, and I got home, got on my laptop, and I saw the Patriots won. I was like, what just happened? New Orleans, you gotta close that out. I mean, they are 5-1, so you know what? They are 5-1. And good win by the Patriots. The Patriots really are putting together the pieces they need, but they're a questionable team week in and week out. You don't know what Patriots team is going to show up. Excuse me, I've been battling a cough. Still am. Next game, Cardinals at Niners. The Cardinals gave them all the fight they could for about 3 quarters, and then the 49ers pulled away. 49ers, there's some weaknesses that are being exposed. They did get blown out at home by the Colts, and they hung tight with the Cardinals. Maybe they're beatable. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. Don't get me wrong. I don't think we're gonna win. I have us losing. You'll see that when I do my picks. But I think the 49ers teams are starting to figure them out. It took 2 years, and I think they're just starting to figure it out. The Sunday Nighter, Dallas and Washington. I picked the Redskins in an upset, and I was wrong. The Redskins defense really gave a better effort in this game, and they only gave up 200 yards, but this game just wasn't the best effort by the Redskins by any means, and they lost 31-16, and Dallas is now 3-3, and Dallas has been playing very good football lately. You have to give them credit. And now, the next game, one of my favorite games of the week, because the Colts lost, which means they're not pulling too far ahead of Tennessee in the AFC South standings. They played the Chargers and they lost 19-9. So that was a very solid effort. I mean, San Diego put together. I watched the whole game. San Diego put together four drives of 10 plays or more, and they're actually the second team to do that in the last 3 seasons in any kind of game. So credit to San Diego. They really played tough. It seems like the Chargers are just the Colts' kryptonite. They have been for the last couple of years. So, very good win by the Chargers. The Colts lost. I'm happy about that. The Colts have to play the Broncos next week. I really don't think Peyton Manning is going to lose to his former team. So, there's a chance for us, and I know I've been talking about Tennessee a lot, but, let's face it, I'm a Titans fan. I'm going to be talking about them sometimes. I think you all understand. Anyways, that's my recap of the season. I'll come back tomorrow with my picks for next week. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I hope you all have a good night.